All right, let's talk about The Lion King, the 2019 live action remake. Live action.
Gotin Cola.
So, the original Lion King, the animated one from 1994, is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my favorite animated movie of all time. Yes, I like this movie more than every Pixar Laika Studio Ghibli movie. It's my favorite Disney movie of all time. It's one of my favorites. I love it. There's really nothing that I really have any issue with. I guess the only issue with the animated Lion King movie is that Scar. It's very convenient that Scar just tells Simba that he's the one who killed Mufasa. I felt like the filmmakers didn't really know how to have Simba find out the truth in a more organic way. But honestly, that doesn't really bother me that much. I still love the movie and I still cry every time I see it. So when I heard that, like many people, when I heard that they were remaking The Lion King into live action, I was skeptical. A lot of people were definitely skeptical, and the trailers they looked good, but they didn't really help either. But I did have a little bit of hope for two reasons. One, the cast. The cast was fantastic. Donald Glover, Beyonce, Seth Rogen, James Earl Jones coming back, Keegan Michael Key, Alfra Woodard. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Basically, this cast is fantastic. Um, the childless dad from Black Panther. I don't remember the actor's name. Yeah, this is basically a Chiwetel Ejiofor. Yeah, the list goes on and on, and also John Favreau. John Favreau is directing this, and I think he's a great actor, writer, and director. His live action remake of The Jungle Book is a great film and my favorite live action Disney remake. I mostly like that film though, because it's a very not only is it very different in terms of its story from and tone from the animated Jungle Book, but it's also an improvement over the the animated Jungle Book movie. That's what I really want out of these live action Disney remakes is if they can do two things. One, do something even if it's the same story, if they do something very different or unique than the original animated movie. And two, if they can and two, obviously, be entertaining. So far, I'm going to share my thoughts really quickly on the live action Disney movie so far. Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland has some good things, but overall, not a very good film. 4 out of 10. Um, Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. By the way, I can't. They're making a sequel to Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and Angelina Jolie and Elle Fanning are returning, and I'm just like, no. But the 2014 Maleficent movie has good things about it, but not terrible, just kind of boring. The Cinderella with Lily James and Richard Madden, mostly the same story, but they did enough new things that I was impressed with and I was entertained. Like I said before, live action Jungle Book, great. Beauty and the Beast is definitely my least favorite. It's not overall not as bad of a movie as like Alice in Wonderland, but or Maleficent, but there were things in it that just made me angry. Like just that song, musical number, Nevermore that the Beast sings. That was very cringe. Just the ending felt so rushed, whereas the ending to the original Beauty and the Beast made me cry. And I mean, yeah, it was rushed in that too, but still, it had more of an emotional impact. But it felt really rushed in the live action Beauty and the Beast. Also, Emma Watson, terrible Belle. I haven't seen Mary Poppins Returns. Pete's Dragon. Pete's Dragon. It's not a great movie, but it definitely is an improvement over the terrible animated movie from the 70s. Well, kind of animated. And I haven't seen the Tim Burton Dumbo movie or the Will Smith Aladdin movie, so I can't comment on that. I will watch both of those one day with friends, maybe not alone because I don't care. I did listen to Naomi Scott's song "Speechless," and that's a great song. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on all of the live action Disney movies so far. Well, remakes. And now let's talk about the live action Lion King movie directed by Jon Favreau. So, like I said before, I had hope, and even with my low expectations, I was still let down. This is a terrible movie. If I had to choose between watching Alice in Wonderland, Maleficent, Beauty and the Beast, and the Lion King 2019. I don't like any of these movies, but if I had to choose, I would say I would choose a Lion King over. If I had to choose between those four movies, I would choose the Lion King because the Lion King, it's a bad movie, but it definitely didn't make me as it it's I wasn't angry watching it because my expectations weren't really that high to begin with, but I was still let down because I was expecting with John Favreau for him to do at least something different, and there are a couple things he does different. And still, I'll start with the positives. The things that are different I actually thought were pretty cool. They do some stuff with the hyenas that I thought was really interesting, give them a bit more character development. Also, having Keegan Michael Key definitely helped. Timon and Pumbaa, voiced by Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen. I really like Seth Rogen, but I really, really do not like Billy Eichner. I don't find him funny at all. Billy on the Street is just a boring show. Like, if you like Billy Eichner, that's fine, but I really don't like him. He's probably tied for my least favorite character in Parks and Rec with Mark, but I really don't like Billy Eichner. And but surprisingly, I thought he was really funny here. I liked he and Seth Rogen have some good chemistry. I can tell that they are able to improvise a bit, and I thought that that was really cool. And of course, the CGI. The CGI, it fantastic. Sometimes it looks like sometimes like it actually looked like I was watching a nature documentary. Like the CGI was that good. However, there is a downside to the great CGI. I commend the visual effects artists for really trying their hardest to make the animals look as realistic as possible. But the problem is that the realism of the animals takes away a lot of the personality from their faces. You probably heard this in other reviews. My one of my biggest issues with the live action Lion King is that there's the animals can't really they don't really show emotions, and honestly, people can defend this saying like, oh, they made the animals look as realistic as possible, so of course they aren't able to show emotions. But in the live action Jungle Book movie, the animals they did look pretty realistic, but they were also able to show emotions. Bagheera, Baloo, Shere Khan, uh, they they the visual effects artists did sacrifice realism a bit in order to have Baloo express sadness or Bagheera express anger or whatever in certain scenes, and but it did help with the emotion of the story. It did help with my investment into the film and to really help me get connected with the characters. Also, it helps that there was a human character who was able to show emotions in the Jungle Book, and the wolves, the mother wolf played by Lupita Nyong'o, they sacrificed realism a bit to have her show sadness when Mowgli leaves, but it also helped with the story. It also helped me to get connected with these characters. But they completely visual artists, effects artists, that 100% I can tell they 100% dedicate themselves to realism in the in this movie, and it does kind of sacrifice a lot of personality, and it doesn't and it definitely I definitely wasn't as invested into the characters as I was with the Jungle Book movie. Also, it's the exact same movie. they do make a few changes here and there. Um, Actually, one change that I really did not like was giving Nala a musical number, the Beyonce song Spirit. I love Beyonce, but I really, really do not like that song. And it was inserted into the movie at a really awkward place. Like it just came out of nowhere. Like all of us, like the story's going along, and then all of a sudden Beyonce singing Spirit, which is one of the few Beyonce songs that I don't like, along with Ape Shit by the Carters. Just ugh. Um, but yeah, I really did not like that choice. I understand the need to give Nala a bit more development, but the more things that they gave her, I just did not like. Donald Glover is sleepwalking through this. I love Donald Glover, Atlanta, his songs as Childish Gambino, great, but just I can tell he did not care at all. Just he really, really did not care. And I mean, I don't really blame him though, because this is basically the exact same story, and really 95% of it is the same thing. And I mean, I guess to be fair, there really wasn't much that they could do with the Lion King that they could change in the first place. So so then just don't make it. Just don't make it. Just don't make. They shouldn't have. Honestly, like I'm sorry. This is a review of the Lion King, but I keep talking about like other movies or other things. But honestly, you know what Disney should be doing? Disney should be remaking their flops, their bad or didn't do well or their older movies that didn't do well at the box office, or their bad movies. That's what Disney should be remaking instead of classics like Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King. They should be remaking their bad movies or ones that flopped at the box office. Just but no, but yeah, then instead but no, it's so like shameless that obviously this is all just for money. I mean, most of Disney movies, no, all of Disney movies they are made to make money, but it's just they're not even hiding it anymore with these live action remakes. I like some of them, like Cinderella and Jungle Book, but just overall, just I wish that Disney would stop and either remake their bad movies or make something more original, which it's not gonna happen. Except unless it's through like Pixar. Okay, all right. Sorry, I keep going a little tangents here and there, but back to Lion King. So Lion King, just what else? So the CGI is good, but the cinematography is really boring in terms of like camera movements. It's just like pans, like tilts or pans and tilts or pants. I got that completely wrong. Um, just there isn't really any like crazy like camera movements, whereas in the animated movie there are some like cool like zoom ins and like things that they do with in terms of like camera movements with the original animated movie. Um, and also there's a couple moments where they use slow motion to great effect. And basically, there isn't really anything that exciting that they do in terms of the camera with the Lion King remake. I mean, to be fair, with the Jungle Book remake, they didn't do really any crazy camera movements either, but it had animal characters actually expressing emotions to match the actors' voices, a human actor amongst all the CGI, interesting characters, and a great story, and great unique story. And The Lion King only really has like good visuals, good visuals, and many of the actors are clearly trying. Chiwetel Ejiofor is clearly trying, but like I said, but like the voice talent is almost kind of wasted because it doesn't match like I said before, the the animals' faces are so realistic that there's no personality to their face and it doesn't match with the actor's voice. So just yeah, so just honestly, like I can't really even think of anything else to critique this movie on. There are definitely other things that I didn't like about it, but I don't even want to talk about this movie anymore. I'm sorry that this review isn't as polished or as coherent as many other movie reviews, but I still hope that you guys appreciated hearing my thoughts. People will like this movie, and this movie will make money. This movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, comes out um, tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'm sorry. On the In a week, and The Lion King will definitely make more money than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I am more definitely excited to see. The Lion King will make money, and people will like it. And if you do, that's fine. But at the same time, I do wish that people wouldn't watch these live action remakes because it basically convinces Disney to keep making these live action remakes and to not be original, which I think is really dumb. So yeah, overall, I really did not like the Lion King movie directed by Jon Favreau. Great visuals. Still really like the cast. Many of them are trying. Still like Jon Favreau. Looking forward to see what he does with the Mandalorian, that Star Wars show on Disney Plus. And I will watch whatever he directs next. But just this was just not good. I am going to give The Lion King 2019 a 3 out of 10.